Hi, we've teamed up with UK Auto Claims to see if you could be eligible to score thousands in compensation. If you've had any cars, vans or motorbikes on finance between 2007 and 2021, go to ukautoclaims.co.uk to start your free simple check. Loads of you will have overpaid and payouts could be worth thousands, so you've got to look into it. Hit up the link below and check now for free.
AFTV Lee, it's a disappointing night. 1-0 down, or half-time, you can call it half-time 1-0, because there is a second leg to come. Where did it all go wrong? I mean, was it just that we were stunned at the start by that early goal? I mean, goal after 4 minutes.
Just disappointing all round, like, you know, pressure's on, players don't perform, manager don't perform, pressure's on, that's what happens. You know,
pressure was on last week. It was on the 2 games of Real Madrid. Pressure's on.
Pressure's on in that game, like, you know. But there's no expectation. No expectation to beat Real Madrid. There was expectation to win tonight, expectation to win at home, and they haven't performed. You know what I mean? Like, it's 3 times now in cup competitions we've gone out at home. It ain't acceptable at home all the time. Keep losing at home every time. Like big games last season, Villa lost. You know what I mean? Big games, you know, keep dropping points in the league. You keep dropping points, goals conceded all the time. It comes back and bites you when you play against top class teams, and that's what happened today. Manager's got to have a big look at himself today. Got everything wrong today.
What do you get wrong?
The team selection weren't properly. The midfield was all over the place. Didn't sort that out.
So what should he have done in the team selection?
Well,
you weren't happy with it?
No, like at the end of the day, I get what he done with it. I understand.
Yeah, but you just said he got it wrong.
I would have played Skelly in there. I put and in midfield. We lost the energy of Declan Rice. You know, he was playing the holding role. We had no energy in there, and we got overrun in there. Right? Okay. I look at it and go, right, it's not working, right? And he never changed it, Rob.
Was you unhappy with the lineup at the start of the game?
Listen, I had turned around and said from the day one, my team would have been Timber or Tierney at left back and bring in Miles Skelly into midfield, because I didn't want to lose what Declan Rice does for us in midfield. Not only do we lose Thomas Partey in this game today, by the way, he's got to take a lot of play for it.
1 second, so who would you have played as?
I've told you how many more times I've got to fucking tell you. Skelly in midfield, Declan Rice stays the same.
No, but where? Where's?
I'm saying wherever fucking holding midfielder, Rob.
So Lewis Skelly's holding midfielder?
Holding midfielder, yes. Declan Rice doing what he's doing.
When's he ever played there?
That's his position.
That's his position in the league and all that. When
have you seen him play there?
When I've seen him playing, he's played it every fucking week in the youth team, Rob, like every week.
The youth
have you seen him play fucking left back? When have you seen him play left back until he's fucking done it this season?
Lee.
Don't make excuses.
Lee.
Do not make excuses.
Lee, calm down, right?
Fucking right, I ain't
gonna. It's the Champions League semi-final, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to experiment with him playing there as a holding midfielder.
He turned around and said sometimes you have to find something within. He found fuck all within today, Rob. That's it.
I don't know, man, because
what else did it do? Up front, we lost Marino. What was Marino today? He lost. He had no energy in there. He worked hard, but no energy. You've got to look. Declan Rice. Look, Thomas Partey, by getting him booked, is the scandal.
Well, I think you're better off saying that. I think it's easy to say what you're saying now. Because
hold on. I'm saying.
So I want to bring some balance.
You're trying to wind me up here, like.
I'm trying to wind
me up.
No, I'm not.
Right? I don't mind going with that team to start off with and then fucking change it when it ain't working.
All right, that's fair enough. But what I'm saying is, right, I'm going to bring a bit of balance to proceedings, yeah?
Well, I'll tell you what, we ain't put no fucking balance in the midfield all fucking game, so do something.
Right, I'm bringing balance, right, from what I think probably the manager's thinking. Thomas Partey's out. There's no Jorginho who'd normally play that position either.
So find something within.
So that's why we all know Declan Rice can play there as a holding midfielder. Yes, you're right. We have lost a bit with him going there.
Lost a bit, we got overrun, Rob.
But you can understand why he's there. It's easy to come here and say what you're saying.
I understand that. I'm not having a go. I turn around and said at the beginning of it, I've said it all the time, I would have put that hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I said it in the beginning. I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
I would have put Marino up front. We lose a little bit with him going up top today as well. There was that decision, right, it took away, we'd lost Thomas Partey, then we took Declan Rice out of his position that he had, where he couldn't do that drive. We needed energy in that midfield around it. And I think at the end of the day, Arteta maybe should have looked at that and go, I've got to try and do something else. It didn't work in the first half. I'll say it again.
So you're saying he should have bought T&E or moved?
Yes, well done, like. Well done, like. Yeah, well done. You finally got there.
No,
the
reason
you
why I
could
was
have put
bringing it
Ben
up.
White over on Timber on there, but I get that Ben White's not 100% fit. So I'd have probably played T&E in there, like, you know. Listen, Miles Lewis-Skelly goes into midfield anyway, right? So I just think at the end of the day, we just lost. We lost Declan Rice's bursting runs and getting around the park. He wins the ball higher up. When did we win the ball higher up today? We didn't, and that's what you've got to do. I'm just saying it. And listen, I get what you're saying as well, but then at the end of the day, change it, Mikel. What was his 2 changes today? Ben White coming on for Timber, no difference there, and Wayne Yerry in the 89th minute coming on.
Is it? As I've been saying to a lot of people, is it that he's looking at it and saying, right, you know what, worst thing, let's not concede another?
If you know what I mean, if you've got shares in Mikel Arteta or something.
I'm trying to add some balance to it. I'm at balance. That's what I do here, man. I do that. I try to add some balance. So is it he's looking at it and thinking...
So we're at home and let's not lose 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrific, isn't it? You're at home. When you're at home, you've got to take the advantage and try and win the game.
Obviously, you want to win the game, but as it's getting later, you're looking... Is he looking at it?
10 minutes from the end, yeah, I get that. I get that. But then what they had 3 good chances in the last 10 minutes. 1-on-1, they hit the bar. So where's that logic?
Well, he's still 1-0.
Yeah, but not through a little bit of luck.
Yeah, it has been a little bit of luck.
So we didn't shore it up, did we?
Yeah.
We didn't shore it up or anything like that. Like, you know what I mean? If you think that's a great performance tonight...
Of course I don't think it's a great performance.
Well, then say it then.
But I'm just saying to you...
It's poor. Let's be
it's
honest.
1-0.
It's 1-0, yeah, fantastic.
What do you reckon for the second leg?
We lost 2-0 against Newcastle, so we've improved.
So what do you reckon for the second leg?
Second leg? What?
Do you give us any chance in that?
Not really, no. I think I think you have to win your own games. That's why they're here. That's why there's an advantage. There's an advantage of being at home. And every time we play a big team in cup competitions, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we haven't done it. We won in Madrid, but it's a different kettle of fish. Right? And at the end of the day, against Madrid, fantastic. 70 minutes, we were in the game. But we had Thomas Partey playing in that game, and we had Declan Rice playing in that game, and we run all over him in midfield. It don't help when when you're playing with 10 men, by the way, as well, and an attacking force. Because Martin Odegaard today, there's got to be questions now. That performance from him today, when you lose Thomas Partey, right, and you lose Declan Rice, right, there's one player that's still playing in his normal position in midfield, right? Step up. Step up. He never stepped up once today. He was poor as anything, like, you know what I mean? Listen, someone said to me that he runs around like, well, he should have been at the marathon on Sunday then, shouldn't he? Might have got a good time as well.
So you're not giving us any chance in the second leg?
No, I said that. There's a chance. There's a chance because it's football, right? But if I'm going to be a betting man, like, you know what I mean, I'm not. You're going to put a lot of money on it?
I'm not a betting man.
Well, that's it, like.
But listen, there is still a second leg to come. Listen, what do they need to improve in that second game?
Well, they need to improve on a few things. But one thing I will say, I thought they were fantastic today, by the way. Like their midfield and all that, out-killed us and all that. The one thing that we have got coming back is Thomas Partey, right? And then hopefully Declan Rice comes in. That depends on what the manager does on Saturday, because I hope he's going to not risk any of them. Like, you know, because if he does, we were in a little bit of trouble. Listen, anything can happen in football, but if you're being really honest, you've got to get at least the worst scenario of that result today, Rob, is the worst thing that can happen for us is a draw. The worst thing. You cannot keep losing at home in big competitions and going out. We went out to Man United in the FA Cup. They had 10 men out at home. You know what I mean? Like, and yes, we've gone to Holland and won 7-1. Did anybody think we could win there 7-1? I didn't. We was all thinking we'd take a draw. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, like, you know, even in this game, the one thing that I said, the biggest positive that I can say about tonight is there's no away goals rule. That is a massive, massive thing. Like, as soon as that goal went in, I said, thank God there's no away goals rule, because it doesn't, you know, you can get one, you know, you can go over there and whatever, like, you know. It's such a, I think they could have got another one today. I think if there was an away goal rule, they may have been a little bit more braver in that. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter now. The away goal rule don't matter. I just want, what really frustrates me about today, forget about tactics, forget about everything, it's the performance, Rob, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't there. It wasn't there. Like, the first 10 minutes of that game, I'm sitting there, I'm going, have I got my passport on me? Have I got the Eurostar here today? Like, because I didn't think we was at home whatsoever. They come here, right, in the first 10 minutes and totally dominated us. From 1 to 11, they've run all over us, like, you know what I mean? And it frightened us or whatever. You cannot turn around and say that's because of one player being out of the team. Like, I know we've got like Gabriel out, but let's face it, Kivier's done very, very well for us. And I have to say up front, like today, I thought, you know, Martinelli he's got to score that. People will go, oh, it's a good save and it's this, that. It was a good save, but it's European semi-final. You have to take that chance. The Trossard one, that's an unbelievable save, because I'm out there thinking it's game. Someone said to me earlier on, and it's a fair point, and can I argue with this? Can you argue? Martinelli goes through against Madrid. Do you think he's going to score? I did. Why? Because there's not so much pressure on it. But there was massive pressure on that goal for that, and he fouled, like, you know. And listen, at the end of it, small margins. I don't know how much it was offside. I didn't. When they're showing the goal on the screens and that sort of tells me that it's a goal, like, you know what I mean. I'm always quite confident that it's a goal, but then obviously it weren't. So listen, if we'd have got that goal, I think we'd have gone on and won the game. Like,
that's why it could be different in the second leg. An early goal.
Well, listen, I heard people say there's pressure on PSG. There is. You know what I mean? There's always the thing of like, oh, how do they go and play it now? You know, they're 1-0 up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, bang. Well, look, listen, how we was worried. Well, I was anyway, like in Madrid, like when we were 3-0 down, like, you know, if they score early, what's going to happen? Like, we've only got to go there and get one, and then the game changes a little bit, like a little bit of pressure and all that. It's going to be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Their two wide players today were outstanding, Rob. I've got to give credit where credit's due. They was outstanding, and at the end of it, I just don't think we done enough today. It was just. I don't know how everybody feels. You know, maybe I'm on my own here. Like, I had so much expectations of this game today. I thought, like, at least we was going to have a real good go at it. I think the performance was tame, limp. It was poor, and I'm disappointed that it's poor. You know what I mean? Like, turn up at the Emirates. Turn up and like we did against Real Madrid. How proud was we against Real Madrid of that performance? You know what I mean? Like, today we needed another one and we didn't do it. Like, you know, it's a big blow. Okay. Big blow.